I am going to do my assignment this way because I can't get it to upload on Canvas. So this is the only way I can be able to save the video. We're talking about good trouble as an accomplice. I'm gonna make this much shorter because I've already recorded this twice now, 20 minutes of video. So the first one I came up with is voting. There is an election November 2nd that have a few measures on it that specifically impact the homeless community and schools. One of them being the LEAP proposition wants to take funding from schools and recreational marijuana taxes to basically offer vouchers to low-income families so they can get outside like tutoring and therapists. The issue with this is it's taking money from already underfunded public school systems. So that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And there's also a measure that wants to do street sweeping of homeless encampments by 72 hours, which is just going to further displace our homeless community and not solve the issue. So voting is super important on local measures like that. The next one I came up with is condemning racist, bigoted hate speech. So anytime people say something inappropriate and harmful, just addressing that. It reminded me of a subject that we've been talking about like all throughout class, and articles that we've read about pronouns. I recently had a coworker come up to me and he was like, I just don't get it. I don't understand why one of our coworkers switched their pronouns. And I simply was just like, what don't you understand about it? And he explained that he's 40. They didn't really talk about that in his generation, so it's a very new thing to him. Oh, there's a fly in here. That's what it was. Sorry, my cat was trying to get something on top of the fridge earlier, and I didn't know what he was doing. And I just explained to him that not everybody really sees themselves on that binary, like identifying with only feminine qualities or only masculine qualities. And so they're more comfortable being somewhere in between or identifying even outside of that. And it's not meant to harm anybody. And he was like, okay, so I'm definitely a man, but I have feminine qualities. And I was like, yeah, but that's where you're comfortable in your identity. Other people feel more comfortable using they, them. And I think if I came into that conversation just immediately being annoyed by what he said or unwilling to hear him out, I don't think we would have come to a place of understanding. And I know that he was coming from a place of good intent, so I'm glad that we can have open communication like that. The next one I came up with was equity broker. Marie Frances Winters talks about how difficult it is to get anything done in diversity, equity, and inclusion groups in the workplace. And it just reminded me of a committee at my internship site called JEDI, which stands for Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. They recently sent out a survey. They send out surveys all the time about how they're doing, basically, in their aims to make things better. I just don't think this is enough. There doesn't really seem to be a commitment to retention or even hiring people of color. I've seen 2 Black individuals come and go within the last year, and there's only one other Black male that works on the day center staff, and there's a couple of people of color of Hispanic Latino origin in my office, and that's about it. The rest of the organization is white. So I'm just curious if there even is a commitment to hiring people of diverse backgrounds, as well as last year when everybody was making Juneteenth a holiday, there was no commitment to that for our organization, as well as they're not even offering cost of living adjustment raises anymore. They're only offering merit-based raises. And I've seen discrimination come into play. What I would say is discrimination come into play with this. A coworker of mine who has a disability was hired on. They knew full well that this individual had a disability, and because of physical ailments, sometimes would either be late to work or would have to call in sick because of it. And they used this person's attendance against them in getting a raise, so they didn't get a raise this year. So I just wonder really what is their commitment to Jedi. And these are conversations that I could be having if I had the energy. And if I was in this space full time, maybe it would be conversations that I would actively be having if I'm going to continue to work there full time, but I'm not because of many of the issues I just listed. And then the last one I came up with is protesting. I've been a part of Black Lives Matter movement since 2016 when Philando Castile was murdered in Minneapolis. And Marie Frances Winters and I think Austin Channing Brown and Brene Brown talk about putting your body on the line for a Black person, stepping in front of them in a protest, because chances are violence won't be used against you as a white person as often as a Black person. And I saw a lot of violence with tear gas, rubber bullets, fireworks during the George Floyd protests here in Denver. So these are just all the ways that I came up with being a good accomplice.